Welcome to Meditation Monday. I'm Songbird Grandmother, and this month we are walking a sacred path together, healing generational trauma, awakening psychic gifts, and reclaiming our voices, especially for my Indigenous sisters and all women walking the path of remembrance. If you have ever felt that the pain in your life is not fully your own, that it echoes from your ancestors, then this is your time to step into the healing light. Welcome, and let's begin. So today we're going to talk about healing the bloodline, gifts, trauma, and the voice of the ancestors. And for those of you who've been tuning into the Empowered Healer podcast, we just kicked off this series on healing the voice. So if you haven't listened to that, I definitely recommend that you go back and listen to that podcast because it ties into this Meditation Monday. And this is a big topic because as we hit the month of September, October, we are hitting the veils of the ancestors. We are hitting the spiritual doorways. In the East, in August, we have Hungry Ghost season, where we feed the hungry ghosts of our lineages, and we get to sit and meditate and pray and bring the unhealed, unloved areas of our roots, peace, perhaps justice, and solace. And in the month of September, this is the original time of the ancestors. Here in our original calendar system of what we call South America, the Olmecs, the Aztecs, the Tonopoali, this was the original time of the Dia de los Muertos, the time of the dead, the ancestors. Now it's reduced to be more in alignment with the Samhain, Halloween, All Saints time, which is the end of October, early November. It's been reduced to 3 days, but originally it was a month of honoring the flowers and the fruits of the ancestors. Because your ancestors walked a trail, and every generation, the prayer and hope was that that next generation would take the next step to become the beautiful flower and then the fruit for the world. Meaning that they sacrificed, they went through incredible hardships. They had blood, sweat, and tears paved throughout North and South America and the world. And they sacrificed their existence and worked the best they could with what they were given for you to take it to the next step. And then for your children to take it to the next step, and their children, with the prayer that eventually it would lead to the beautiful flower and then the fruit. And we could call that enlightenment. We could call that healing. We could call that beauty, love. Because when you look at a beautiful flower, it uplifts not just self, but the whole community. Everybody looking at that flower can enjoy that beauty, that nectar, that sweetness, that aroma, that incredible gift that a flower offers, the delicacy of it, the sweetness of it, the life that it gives to not just people, but insects and bees, and then it seeds and it comes back next year, and it goes through this incredible transformative process that reminds us of our own life and existence. And it has a life and it has a death. It has a beginning and it has an end. But that middle part is so fragrant and beautiful. And the best kind of flowers lead to fruits. Because once you see that flower come and you planted a cucumber, let's say, or a squash, you see the flower and then, oh, it's gonna fruit. And then the fruit is the sustenance, it's the nurturing, it's the nutrition that you get to live your life. And then it nurtures not self, but community. It can feed many. You know, when you have a really good plant that becomes a fruit or a vegetable, wow, how it becomes something so sacred and precious. We take it for granted because we go to a supermarket and it's already picked, plucked. Here it is. You buy it, sold by the weight. But when you have a garden and you understand how fruits and plants become food and the hard work and effort, because there's everything from bugs that can come, there's bad weather, there's planting too early, planting too late, there's short growing seasons, there's long growing seasons, there's terrible winds, there's hail, there's a lot of different elements to planting and growing. And just like our lives, we can look like we're about to flower and fruit something so precious, so beautiful, and then hail comes, a storm comes, a bug comes and just shreds our whole, livelihood, our whole entire life. And then we had to start all over again. And think about all the generations that have had to do that. And that's what we call trauma. Because just as they were about to flower and fruit and become this incredible gift to the world, colonization happens, war happens, destruction, death camps, you name it, it happens. And we all have that in our blood. We all have it, whether it was the colonized or the colonizer. It really is on both sides. It's just maybe one is more, you'd rather be that than the person who's had to lose it all. But through my, profession as a healer and through talking to people and through even, my own studies and my own education with trauma healing and the process of trauma healing, if you do it correctly, it leads to empowerment. It leads to healing of the generations before and after. And it's life-changing. When you get stuck in the trauma cycle, it becomes patterns of suffering that become generational. And they have no beginning and no end. And a lot of people who have spiritual gifts have generational trauma and are reliving it simultaneously while living in between worlds. And then we call that psychosis. We call that mental health crises. We call that many different things because it's hitting all the bodies. It's hitting every layer of existence until it resolves. And the resolution is that you don't get over it. The resolution is that you flower and fruit. That despite all the circumstances that your ancestors went through, that despite every single hardship you yourself have went through, your children have went through, your parents have went through, your grandparents have went through, it becomes the stepping stone and the foundation for you to thrive, to grow, to acknowledge, to expand, to heal, and to share the things that your ancestors could not share because they were rooted in survivorship and trauma. They didn't have opportunities like you do. They didn't have a voice to share. They didn't have the tools and the resources. They were just surviving with the prayer and the hope that the future generations would be better, that they would flower, that they would fruit. And in return, all their hard work, sacrifice, and pain would be worth it. So true generational healing, true ancestral healing is the flowering and fruiting of your lineage. Because every lineage has a gift. Every lineage has a sacredness, a beauty, a story. It has a life. It has like a thumbprint to it that is unique to its own. And when you tap into your ancestral power, it's beyond anything you could ever read in a book. It's beyond anything you could ever even imagine. It's beyond words. Ancestral power, it's rooted in your DNA, in your bones, in your fiber. The fabric of who you are is your ancestors. The good, the bad, the right, the wrong, the everything. And it's not shameful, it's not prideful. It's sacred. It's unique. It's yearning to be returned. And especially at this time, those closest to the earth, those who are sacred protectors of the earth, not through mouth, not through shouting, but through divine connection. Those are the ancestors rising very strongly. The guardians, the warriors, the truth tellers, the visionaries, the healers, the oracles, the time travelers, the ones who could go beyond the veil. That is what this time is about. And of course, during this time, there's always going to be chaos. There's always going to be destruction. There's always going to be distractions. There's always going to be a trickster. There's always going to be something, especially that something that your ancestors went through: poverty, lack, division, hate, obstacle after obstacle, nothing going right. Just gloom and doom, escapism. There's all this stuff that gets in the way. But if you're listening to this meditation and you're about to go into this meditation, it means that your ancestors pulled you here. It means that something deep within you called you here to this table at this time, whenever you find this. And that's the beauty of the time we live in, is that this transmission can go out and it can catch someone immediately, years later, doesn't matter. Perhaps even when I've long gone, you might find this, because it's beyond time and space now. It's in a living record, ready for those who are ready to receive it, ready for you to go deeper into flowering and fruiting who you are, not running away, not hiding, not dismissing, not diminishing, but truly owning it, reaching for it, uncovering discovering, and doing the best you can to walk the sacred path, home. So I invite you to take a nice deep breath in and out. Close your eyes and take this moment to just breathe. And as you breathe in and out, we're going to imagine roots growing from the soles of your feet deep into the earth, connecting you to the soil that holds the memory of your people. With every inhale, you feel the strength of those who came before you. With every exhale, you release the burdens that are not yours to carry. Breathing in and out, and whether you see, sense, or know, there is a beautiful bridge, a sacred bridge. For those of you who could see this bridge, notice, what type of bridge is it? Is it like the Golden Gate Bridge? Is it more cozy and small? Is it one of those bridges that when you step on it, the whole bridge shakes? Just take a moment and connect to your ancestral bridge. And when you're ready, you're going to begin seeing yourself walking across this bridge, feeling your body becoming lighter and lighter. As you walk across the sacred bridge, you begin to see on the other side there is a door. Notice what kind of door it is. Feel into it. If you don't see it, feel it. And as you see this door, notice the color, notice if there's any numbers, notice details about this door. And when you're ready, you're going to open the door. And on the other side of the door are your ancestors. The ones who are here guiding you, supporting you, loving you, and helping you to heal, to fruit, to flower, to bring beauty and love into this time and space. And in the crowd, you may notice a particular ancestor who stands out. You may feel their energy. You may see them. You may just know that they are there. And when you can spot that one ancestor, they come towards you. Notice if you can see who this ancestor is. Some of you will know this ancestor. Some of you will not. Whoever steps through the crowd is the one who's coming forward at this time. And when you're ready, this ancestor is going to lead you into another doorway, into another hallway. And when you go into this hallway and doorway, you will see the gifts of your ancestors. There will be a message. There will be something for you to know and recognize at this sacred doorway. So when you're ready, you're going to take a nice deep breath in and out and connect to your sacred ancestor as they walk you in and through a hallway to another door. And when you're ready, you're going to open that door, and we're going to just take some time to connect and receive. So taking a nice deep breath in and out. I'm ready to connect and receive. Or inside of this room, you may see your lineage before you. You may see the faces of the women and men who carry both pain and wisdom. You may see just one, you may see nothing. But for right here, right now, connect to what is it that I am here to flower and fruit for my lineage. Breathing in and out. Breathing. Allowing this divine wisdom to come in and through you. Receiving the gifts, receiving the knowledge, the wisdom, the insight, the clarity. There is this sacred time now where your ancestors will pour light into your chest, filling you with a sense of peace, purpose, and ancestral blessing. As you place your hands on your heart and whisper, I release what is not mine. I keep the gifts. I walk forward in my truth. I release what is not mine. I keep the gifts. I walk forward in my truth. I release what is not mine. I keep the gifts. I walk forward in my truth. I release what is not mine. I keep the gifts. I walk forward in my truth. Continue to see the sacred light cleansing you, blessing you, activating you in the truth of love, in the truth of who you are, in the truth of your psychic and spiritual gifts, awakening, emerging, and initiating you into this next step of allowing the light to continue to pour into your chest, feeling the purpose, the peace, the love, the joy, even the tears of coming home to your ancestors, to beginning the journey of truly healing the bloodline and owning the bloodline and acknowledging the bloodline, giving gratitude to all those who came before you. To making a commitment in this place and time that you will awaken the silenced voice, that you will be that sacred guardian for Mother Earth, and that you will begin the road to healing, to serving, and to sharing these beautiful gifts that you were born with, that came before you, and that have always been a sacred gift. Breathing in and out, giving gratitude and thanks. As you become lighter and lighter, restored, renewed, we now ask the sacred ancestors to give you a gift, something for you to place in your heart, to remember this journey when times get tough, when self-doubt creeps in, confusion and chaos rule, that you will be reminded that you will come back, that you will overcome the fear and doubt, and you will continue on just as your ancestors did and continue to do. Taking a nice deep breath in and out, you now receive your gift. This sacred ancestor who led you in and through this doorway is now beginning to come back with you outside this door, back down the long hallway, back through the first door that we entered in, giving gratitude and thanks. Be sure to close the door before you leave. Never leave ancestral doors open. As you breathe in and out, walking back down the hallway, coming back slowly but surely into your body, wiggling hands and toes. Breathing in and out, giving gratitude and thanks. Be sure to drink plenty of water to write down all of your rememberings and to continue to integrate whatever message you were given, to process it, to take your time with it, to pay attention to any dreams within this next 3 days that have significant meaning, anything that you can remember, any aha moments, feelings, tinglings, tremors, buzzings, they all have meaning. Any numbers that may come to you, just pay attention. They will speak to you in confirmation. And as I always say, the benevolent ancestors and spirit guides, they are never intrusive. They are never pushy. They are never loud unless you're in a very precarious situation. But rather, they wait for the invitation. They wait to help you when you want the help, when you ask for the help, when you go into sacred journeys, when you do this type of connection with them. They are so happy because now you are giving them permission to help you, to work with you, to honor you. Because the benevolent spirit guides and ancestors will never be intrusive. They will never be pushy, and they will never promise things that they will never deliver. But rather, they will help you to get those divine moments of aha, to forge ahead, to encourage you, and to love you. That's the biggest gift, is love. You have begun this work of transforming generational pain into generational power. But this is just the first step. And if you are ready to go deeper, to clear the energetic wounds of your bloodline, to awaken your spiritual gifts and fully reclaim your voice, I invite you to book a one-on-one session with me. And as always, you can find my booking link on my website. Your ancestors are waiting for you to say yes. And if you're ready, then it's time. Have a beautiful rest of your week. And remember to be gentle with yourself, to pay attention, to not dismiss, but rather be curious and open, and to remember, you come from power. You come from beauty. You are the flower ready to fruit. Until we meet again, many blessings. Aho.